Today, February 6th, Mercury enters the sign of Pisces. And like I said in my story, this is going to be a 2.5 months marathon of all the lessons, situations, events, people that you passed through recent years. And this is one more, like I call it, wash before we enter a completely different realm and the point of our life. Now, how we look at it, what you can expect. Mercury is the fastest planet, right? But it's a planet of communication, transportation, short-term trips, and traveling, okay? Also short distance traveling. This is your immediate family, immediate connections, and it can be your either siblings, super close family members, or it can be your best friends, immediate surroundings, meaning people that you work with, let's say in the office, your neighbors if you talk to them. So it's all connected to a very short distance, length, okay? But it's basically a movement. Mercury, it's a movement, right? Mercury, even in alchemy, we know it moves fast, right? In the Greek mythology, it's also a god Hermes, right? This is the messenger between the gods and the world of people, right? Us. So anyway, when it's in the sign of Pisces, how we can interpret it, right? And this is for you also a tip how to look at all these transits. So Pisces is actually opposite from the sign of Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. And Mercury in Virgo is exalted, meaning it's its highest position. So consequently, Pisces become its full position, where Mercury cannot shine, it cannot move fast, right? Because Pisces is under the sea realm, right? So Mercury is not moving really good there. He does not see that, okay? Now, first things that you can expect right now, it's fogginess, blurriness, and sudden lack of clarity, okay, in your mind. So it can also show up actually as that your mind is still working, but the words just cannot come out, okay, for some reason. So anytime that you will try to express yourself, either you will be misunderstood or you won't just find words how to express yourself correctly, okay? People will misunderstand you. The same will happen to you. You might receive a lot of information right now, but it becomes extremely urgent to take it slow and to process it with the awareness consciously, and again, very slow. The emphasis on slow. You cannot proceed with any action. Okay, again, I will remind you, if you're gonna proceed right now with some kind of grandiose plan, or like, yeah, I'm just gonna finish this relationship or something else, the things will not go as you expect, okay? Now, because it's a retrograde, I want you to understand that planets not really moving backwards. It just seems like that to us, but they're not moving backwards, obviously. So, but this is a time of reflection, traditionally look like as any retrograde area, especially with the Mercury, right, which is a planet of communication. So in these 2.5 months in Pisces, and I want you to understand that this is very rare. And this is going to be an intense period of time, a heavy one, actually. Just a heavy one, because we are all about movement, right? Movement is life. But when the things not processing, not only like just fast enough, not smoothly enough, we become kind of stagnant, we become heavy, okay? And slow, kind of like lethargic, okay? And it just because, this exchange of information doesn't really matter what it means for you, right? In your life, it does not happen so smoothly or so good as it can be in any other time. Now, 2.5 months, right? So we start right now, Mercury just entering on February 6th. It enters the sign of Pisces. Then on February 26th, I'm sorry. So 20 days later, Mercury is stationing retrograde in the sign of Pisces. And then after it turns direct in March, it will have a shadow period. And all in all, the whole journey in the sign of Pisces will be over on April 15th. Okay, right in the Aries season, right? Now, within this time, themes of people coming back to your life, old messages, everything is going to come up and will show up, all these things. This is why I told you, this is 2.5 months marathon of all the lessons, okay? Everything and anything is possible. Another thing to add to that, while Mercury going to be in the sign of Pisces, we're going to experience this heavy stellium that we are going with through each and every sign recently, right? So now it's in Aquarius, but then it moves to the last sign of the zodiac, which is Pisces. Mercury is entering today, then it follows by Venus on February 10th. Now Venus is a completely different story, and here you need to understand that Mercury is at its full position in the sign of Pisces, right? It's worst position, let's put it this way, the basic language, not like really worse, but it's not really a good position for Mercury, and I explained you why. But Venus actually exalted in this position, and it's at full in the sign of Virgo, okay? So Venus in the sign of Pisces is shining. It's all about love, winning in life, winning in lottery, dreams come true, I'm shining, I'm loved, I want to express love, right? It's all about that, compared to when Venus in Virgo, it's like, wait a second, what I'm gonna get from that? Where, like, let me think about everything rationally, okay? Because Virgo is all about practicality, okay? They need to see everything. Like I told you before, they need receipts, they need to see the end goal, why is it happening? They need explanation for everything, okay? So this is going to be a time when a lot of things from your relationship will come up, and it can be people from the past. A past here, it can be anything, to be honest, because basically we're finishing the journey of Saturn and Neptune is more important here because it has been in the sign of Pisces since 2011, 2012, and Saturn only joined Neptune in 2023. So it can be anything from that period until now. So this is how huge is this, okay? Let's say your ex-partners can show up, people that you used to talk to, people that you used to surround yourself with, anything, situations, you know, where you made mistakes. Again, it can be not only about people, just the situations, but things from the past will come up in one way or another. You might receive an unexpected message, phone call, or just, you know, something, a reminder. You will walk around and you will see something that reminds you about something. Now the situations, it's not just like every situation, the situations that actually threw you a little bit off the balance back in the day. So like I said, it can be work related, it can be relationship related, it can be just your personality related, anything in that matter is possible, but things that actually touched you, okay, where you made mistakes and repeated mistakes, okay? So think about the situation that was making you upset, or where you like, I will never do this again, and then you will do. And like I told you in the previous videos, in 2024 and especially in 2025, we had like a marathon of all this very intense things like that come up. So we will make these correct conclusions, like, no, this is not how the story is going to end, this is not how I'm going to proceed in my life further, I will never do this again. And then the things that again just happen because you never learn the lesson consciously, okay? And this is the time right now where you have to take things slow, because if you're going to act the same way, to persist on the same way of thinking and acting, things not only not going to move for you how you want, they actually going to move for you in the opposite direction. Right now, within this time, and once all the rest of the planets will join, and the most important, you have to understand, we have North Node, which is our destiny, where we have to go, where we have to accomplish in our life, who we have to become, embrace this part, is in the sign of Pisces. So it's a trust into unknown, follow my path, like, you know, you just faith in yourself, into life, into God, okay? It's all about that, going away from our South Node, which is our comfort zone, in the sign of Virgo, okay? Virgo about practicality. So here, let me give you just an example. For example, you are in a relationship, right? And instead of, and you are not happy in your relationship, let's put it this way, and it's just a very prolonged time already, okay, and you are hesitating to finish this relationship because I apparently, and now I know a lot of people think that they just not gonna find someone. You will find someone, okay? You will not find yourself. You will lose yourself if you're going to stay at the same spot. If you want any change, change must occur within you. If you follow the same, everything stays the same. One different move, situation already starts to move in a different direction. So you choose how you want to act. But let's say instead of convincing yourself why you need to stay, and I'm talking about like in a rational way, obviously, you know, you have to take things in a proportion, and there is two sides of every story, so you know your situation better. So let's say it's really like unhappy relationship where both of the parties, but they're hesitating. Because again, Virgo need resist. They're like, okay, no, what's gonna happen if I'm gonna do that? What's gonna be if I'm gonna do that? If I decide that, if I said that? Instead of just trusting that it's your like inner gut talks to you, your intuition tells you that that's it, this relationship is over, okay, no more, no mas, okay. So Pisces, decision wise, will be trusting yourself. I trust my intuition. I feel that the things are not going the way that I was expecting, that I was imagining, and it just, we're stretching this time for absolutely no reason. None of us is happy. That's it. We don't know what to expect in the future, but you know, I just trust myself and I trust the universe, let's say, okay. So that's it. If it's something about work, again, if you don't trust, you have to trust to and believe and have faith in the unseen, and not always have this logical explanation for everything, okay? Because life is about that. If we're not gonna add this intuition, which is an amazing quality and ability that we are human beings have, which is none of other creatures have, as we know, okay? But you have to start to use it. When we sit only in our mind and move in life only with the logic and explanation and receipts, that's it. First of all, life loses its magic, okay? You become much more, I don't know, it's kind of like soulless. You lose the connection, you know, with that part of yourself that is magical, basically, that talks to you from inside, okay? Because you have to trust. You know, I'm sure all of you experience that sometimes you have this feeling unexplainable, and you know, if you're like earth signs or fixed signs, it's very hard to move with that feeling, okay? Like you always need some kind of proof for that feeling, but eventually each and every one of you had situations in your life where you felt a certain way and then it happened, when you thought about it and it just happened, okay? So this is the ability that you have to start to develop more, okay? Because next the lunar nodes will move to the signs of Aquarius and Leo, and this is the time when the things will be like, you know, much more fast, and you know, just change, and things are possible, and we are like literally entering after that into a very interesting time. And if you do everything what your inner gut tells you, your intuition, you will see how your life is changing into direction that you actually always imagining and wanted for yourself, okay? But the emphasis on everything, you have to take things slow. Do not take too much on yourself. Do not jump into every opportunity. Do not be like you know, like, I don't know, in Russian we have like a saying, do not be like, you know, like a lead to everything, okay? Just be more selective. You have to act more with awareness and consciousness. Think before you say things. Don't say yes if you know that you are not in the capacity to accomplish this, and then just be mad at everything and everyone because you are tired, okay? That's first. Do not also rush into the things just because something presented itself. Look twice. This is a realm of Pisces. Your mind, Mercury, does not function here normally. It does not see things. under the sea, like in a Little Mermaid. You not moving here. Mercury is not in its own realm here. And look how interesting, it's Mercury. These planets, it's always affect us, right? And 2.5 months in Pisces, this is a crazy long time. So it will pass through the nodes again and then again. So something in your life will reappear that was always meant for you. But for some reason, at some point, it was taken away from you. Either by your choice or a choice of the circumstances or misunderstanding, or it doesn't really matter. Things did not work out the way that you expected first time around. But because we are passing through these lunar nodes, it's a destiny, and with everything else like a Saturn and Neptune moving, all these giants of the cosmic world are moving into the new things. It's initiation into something new, something that was always meant to be yours will come back, but it's your it's your task, okay, to recognize within this foggy realm of Pisces, and with the many things that will reappear from the past, accompanied by new things, to recognize what was yours. So why you need to listen to your intuition right now. So first, things going to be affecting us in a romantic way. Think about it. Also, today, February 6th, Mercury enters to Pisces. Venus follows on February 10th, right? And it's gonna be at its best shining position, right? Then Saturn enters the sign of Aries on February 13th, which is followed by Valentine's Day. Themes of love, romance, and all of that will come up. And this is the first theme in your mind. Things around your relationship, past relationship, new relationship, current relationship, partners, people you used to talk to. But this is not only limited to the relationship. I'm just talking about because we are passing also Valentine's Day. So this is all will come up. And these days, right, like it's next week, and like let's say next 10 days, it will be all about that. You will think, this is why you need to follow intuition. Think who comes up in your mind, who you've been thinking about, who you're missing, or let's say yes, who you're missing, who you want to talk to, where does your mind take you, into what situation. Maybe some situations will come up and you'll be like, oh my god, now I just realized that I was just so wrong last time. What happened to me? I don't know why I said these things, why I acted with that person that way. These things are possible. Now within your relationship, it can be I'm not saying that everybody's gonna break up. No, it's not about that. I'm just saying that you will realize even within your relationship where you might be wrong. So situations will reappear. But lessons and karmic situations that you already passed, this is familiar zone for you. Okay? The only thing, your mind is not clear. But you feel it, because everything, this in Pisces, your intuition, you feel it, like, I don't know, that you want to talk to someone, or you want to say something, you want to apologize, or you want to like finish something, doesn't really matter. Then on February 17th, we have a conjunction of Neptune and Saturn at the world degree, 0 degree, world point degree, it's 0 degree of the sign of Aries, initiation, cardinal point, new beginning. The same day we have Aquarius, new moon eclipse. Boom, that's it. So make your whatever you want to do it right now. Okay, if you want to not only do it right now, I mean, like, it's a really good time to think about these things, because if you do want to reconnect with someone, let's say, or if you want to express something, this is right now also an initiation time. Okay, but take things slow, think consciously, and be aware, because every decision have to be made consciously right now. Otherwise, things will not follow through the way that you expect. Okay, What else we have? With this eclipse and the new moon in the sign of Aquarius, all the new themes, all the new thoughts will come to your mind. And this is, again, the axis with Leo. Okay, so it's like, you know, something new between, it's reestablishing connection, realigning. It's a inner fight between your mind and your heart. Your heart might want one things, but your mind tell you other things. But you have to understand, the mind is not ruler of yours, and the mind is not supposed to be bet on like 100%. Your heart, where your love comes from, your heart, your soul, this is more important. These are supposed to be your things that you look into, okay, that you listen to, what your heart tells you. Don't listen always what your mind tells you. It's a logical mind. It's like connected to ego. It's not about that. It's here just to protect you. But you don't want to be overprotected all the time. You don't want to be just protecting yourself all the time. No one is attacking you. Allow yourself to be loved and to love, to receive abundance and to give abundance, to share your knowledge, to gain new knowledge, to just, you know, be yourself finally and embrace yourself, to shine like a Leo and spread this shine, okay, to others, just like Aquarius does when he proves its substance, right? Which is ambrosia, the nectar of God, which is the intellect and immortality. This is the mythology behind this sign, right? So now if we talk about signs that are going to be affected the most, it is obviously right now, it's a very big emphasis on Virgo, Virgo Pisces axis, Aquarius and Leo also axis, and Gemini Sagittarius. Mercury is a ruler of Gemini and Virgo. Across from Gemini, Sagittarius. And if Gemini is like not really selective thoughts here, just they're like all over, they're like, I like that, I like that, I like that, let's talk that. And they can be just like really smart and amazing. They can also go all the way down, and they can just be like, you know, into gossips and tricking, because Gemini is also, it's an archetype, one of its archetype is a trickster, which Sagittarius is like, you know, the point of Sagittarius is like, I learned everything and I passed through things and I teach you how to do that. The low part of Sagittarius, I know the best. You have to listen to me. If you don't listen to me, that's it. You don't exist to me. You're always wrong. Okay, so these signs also going to be impacted. Virgo will feel a lot of pressure right now. And Pisces, obviously, Aries feels something right now, but they feel that the things that just start to get igniting. It's an axis of Aries and Libra, right? Because things are just moving there. They don't even know yet what to expect, okay? Because like I said, we don't know how Neptune and Aries acts. I mean, us, our generation, none of us actually felt it, because Neptune, it takes him forever to pass through the signs, okay? So these signs are going to be affected, and these signs have to take things slowly. They have to, and they have to go through everything and make a conscious, slow decisions, okay? Like I told you last time, think what you want to keep in your life, what you don't want to keep in your life, what you want to let go, what you want to bring, and go towards that direction, okay? The more unauthentic you become, the more you're following trends and not being yourself, the further you're getting away from yourself, from your path, from your destiny, and the longer you're going to be complaining that the world is against you, the city is against you, the men are bad or women are bad. So you will find excuses all the time, but it's never going to be in you. And this is how you're going to stay at the bottom, okay? The more you're going to be honest with yourself and not obviously crazy, but express yourself, the more whole you will become and will feel. The more like in focus, the more enlightened you will feel, the more you will reconnect with your true self, okay? So you have to understand that these times right now, you expect the unexpected, okay? Because we never know what is happening under the water. the realm of Pisces, you don't see. The water is dark here. It's kind of muddy. You do not see. Once the other planets will enter, once Mars is going to be there, once Sun is going to be there. Do you understand? This is a very big concentration of the planet, including the destiny lunar node, all in the sign of Pisces. And Mercury, like I said, it will go forward and then will come back through all these planets and will pass them again. So it's a repetition. Be sure that something will come back. Okay? And because Uranus at its last degrees in the sign of Taurus, things can just shift dramatically. Boom, you were like, for example, dreaming about some job or like some gig, some project that you want to do, and it was just not happening all this time. You're like, you know, I've tried it many times, but suddenly during this time, thoughts about this project, about this job, about this gig, about this opportunity will come up to you again, and you'll be like, okay, I think about it again. That means something. It means there is something that is in me that wants to accomplish that. Okay, it's not for nothing you feel things. Okay, obviously not everything. Okay, so then suddenly the opportunity will present itself, or you meet this person who was offering you, and then they're like, hey, are you still into that? You're like, yeah, and boom, next day your life changed 180 degrees. You already in this project, and guess what? And it takes you into unknown territory. You trusted yourself and you did not push things. You went through everything very consciously, okay? And now you will understand why things did not work out first time around. It can also be in the relationship. Suddenly you will meet or get approached, or you will approach someone that you used to talk to, that you used to date, that you used to be around, that you liked, whatever. It can be anything, right? And then thoughts will come again, the feelings will come up again. You'll be like, no, I still actually like this person. I don't know. I don't know why it happened the way it happened, but I kind of miss that person. And then you will reconnect, and boom, just like nothing happened, right? Things like that are possible because we are passing through destiny points. Something that was yours will come back to you. Your job is to recognize what it was, not to make wrong decision and pick things that not yours. Look on the inside, who you feel attracted to, who you like, what kind of job you would like to do, what kind of things you want to do, who you want to collaborate with, what you always wanted to accomplish, what your heart wants. Not what your mind wants, not what society tells you, obviously. They don't want anything good for you, okay? They just look at you as you are like a, you know, if we're talking about like all these people that above, like celebrities, have no connection to you. Don't listen ever. It's ridiculous, okay? Don't listen to this kind of noise. The most important voice is yours. The ones that you have on the inside, because it's a transmission. This is Mercury, come from God and tells you from the inside. This is your inner compass. So follow that, think about it, process things slowly, okay? And then you will see how the situations will just work out like a magic. And I told you, it's going to be in one way or another a magical time. Even if you don't see it now, you don't understand how it can happen. Be more courageous. Don't hold within things, especially if you want to express to someone. This is the time to reconnect with ideas, reconnect with people if they matter to you, reconnect with things that matter to you, that was close to your heart, that you always wanted. Just to proceed cautiously. Don't like go like all the way. Just wait a little longer, and I promise you, once we're going to officially enter the astrological new year with the sign of Aries, at the same time we'll have Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Mercury will move there as well, right? So, and we're already going to be in the season of Aries. Initiation, the first sign of the zodiac. So Aries, you have to also prepare, because you are, you know, you are very like, can be very impulsive. Okay, it depends obviously if it's your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign. If you have Mars in Aries like me, I like, you know, as soon as I get an idea, I'm like, okay, I have to accomplish it. You know, you see, I have like something, and just impulsivity, you know, I have to do, I have to say this, okay? But we, you know, whatever you have Aries, you have to slow down. So Aries in the moon, let's say moon Aries, the things can just, you know, this is very similar to Leo moon, which is completely different from Leo sun. Leo moon people, they can be very crazy reactive, okay? Dramatic, like I said. So Aries, they're not dramatic, they're just like, they can seem like very aggressive, okay, when they react. So, but it's not necessarily true. It just, this is how it comes out, because the sign is very direct, okay? It's a raw primal first energy. So whatever you have Aries, pay attention also on the things. And if you are having your sun, moon, rising, if you have Mars in Aries like me, if you have your nodes there, if you have any major planets, this is the areas of your chart. Also look what house is it and what does it represent. This is the areas that you have to slow down completely. Otherwise, you know, you'll be like in shock from all the consequences from your impulsive behavior. Okay, so this is all for now, and we will still come back further.